Before we start, make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn your post notifications so you don't miss any of our new videos. And now let's get right into it. Growing up, I always felt like I was living in the shadows of others. I came from a small town with humble beginnings, while everyone around me seemed to have big dreams and grand ambitions. My wife, Jo's family, was one of the most well-known in the county. Her father controlled nearly every business downtown. As the son-in-law joining their family, I felt the pressure to prove myself. In the early days of our marriage, I worked hard to establish my place within the family while also trying to carve out my own identity. But it was an uphill battle. Jo's relatives treated me like an outsider, dismissing my contributions and undermining my ideas at every turn. No matter what I accomplished, it never seemed to be enough to earn their respect. I began to doubt myself. Was I destined to always be less in their eyes simply because I wasn't born into the same privilege and lineage as they were? The disrespect came to a head at our 5-year anniversary party. Jo's father gave a lengthy toast honoring each of his children and their families, but when he got to me, he introduced me as Jo's husband, not by my given name. It was a small snub, but it cut deep. In that moment, I realized no matter how hard I tried to fit into their mold of what a son-in-law should be, they had already made up their minds about me. That night, something inside me shifted. I was tired of living under the shadow of Jo's powerful family and tired of feeling small in my own home. The next day, I withdrew a sizable amount from our savings and called some old army buddies. We spent the next month renovating an abandoned warehouse downtown into an event space. With their help, plus my business knowledge from years in corporate sales, we transformed the dirty building into a stunning venue. When it was ready, I personally hand-delivered invitations to the entire town, including Jo's snooty relatives. On opening night, the place was packed with friends, neighbors, local entrepreneurs, and Jo's stunned family. For the first time, they saw me not as her dutiful husband, but as a capable businessman in my own right. The event was a smash success. Word of mouth spread, and within a year, the venue was fully booked with weddings and corporate events months in advance. Most satisfying of all, with the money coming in, I was finally able to pay off Jo's father's debts. Not only I became financially independent, but also gained respect from my father-in-law. Turns out the key to finding my place was to stop waiting for validation and carve out my own identity through hard work and perseverance. It's easy to live in the shadows of others and let doubts hold you back. But sometimes, you just need to show people what you're truly capable of to shine in your own light. As the venue continued to thrive, I realized that I had found my true passion, creating spaces where people could come together to celebrate and make lasting memories. I expanded the business, opening a second venue in a neighboring town, and eventually even branching out into event planning and catering services. With each new venture, I gained more confidence and a deeper sense of fulfillment. As my success grew, so did my circle of influence. I became involved in local business associations and community organizations, using my platform to support and uplift others who were also searching for their place in the world. I offered mentorship to aspiring entrepreneurs, shared my story of overcoming adversity, and encouraged them to believe in themselves. One of the people I mentored was a young woman named Sarah. She had a similar background to mine, coming from a small town and facing doubts and skepticism from those around her. I saw so much potential in her and knew that with the right guidance, she could achieve great things. Together, we worked on developing her business idea and building her confidence. It wasn't always easy, but I saw her grow and flourish just as I had. Sarah's success story became a testament to the power of perseverance and self-belief. She went on to open her own successful bakery and became an inspiration to others in the community. Seeing her thrive reminded me of my own journey and reinforced the importance of paying it forward. Over the years, my relationship with Jo's family also began to change. The success and respect I had earned through my ventures made them see me in a new light. They started to acknowledge my accomplishments and value my contributions. Although it took time, I realized that their doubts and dismissals had been rooted in their own narrow perspectives, and I no longer needed their validation to feel secure in my place. As my business continued to flourish, I made sure to maintain a healthy work-life balance. I cherished the time I spent with Joe and our growing family, making memories and creating traditions that were uniquely ours. Together, we traveled, explored new hobbies, and celebrated milestones. Our relationship became stronger than ever, built on a foundation of mutual respect and support. Looking back on my journey, I realized that the doubts and skepticism I faced had actually fueled my determination to prove myself. They had pushed me to find my true calling and create a life that was authentically mine. Instead of being defined by the expectations and judgments of others, I had forged my own path and found fulfillment on my own terms. Finding your place in the world is not always easy, especially when faced with doubt and opposition. But it is through perseverance, self-belief, and a willingness to take risks that we can overcome those challenges and discover our true potential. So, if you ever find yourself in a position where the world doubts you, remember that your worth is not defined by others. Embrace your uniqueness, work hard, and let your own light shine brightly for all to see.